And we are live. Hello, 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 and happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm hoping we can stream without any interruptions. Super excited to be here with you today. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday on June 24th, 2025. Really excited to be here with you. Just going to take a moment just to check in, make sure I'm streaming where I need to be streaming, and then you're going to have my undivided attention, at least for the next 50 something minutes. So let me make sure we are where we need to be. And then we're going to go right into our conversation. This is a big topic for today. I hope that you either A, take notes while we're here live, or B, come back and rewatch and then take notes at that point. Because, like I said, this is a big topic. Okay, we are streaming live on YouTube. So if you are watching from YouTube, please say hi. Let me know that you are there. We are streaming live. And if you have not yet subscribed to my page, please do so. And then I'm going to hop right over to my Facebook page. It's been a little while that I've done a live. And I am hoping that I will be able to do this live cost-free and that the internet cooperates with this energy for today. So we are here live. Super excited to be here. Just going to go ahead and share this out on all my major groups. For those who may be catching me someplace else, putting it out there. And there we have it. Oh, I want to do one more place. Let me get there. Here we go. All right, so here we are. Super excited to be here. As I titled today's topic, it's about the Jupiter Cazimi in Cancer, how it's activating the 2525 portal, which is helping us to realign our body. Now that's a mouthful to start off with. And when we think about this energy that we are in, I love when I use it. In this moment, what makes this energy so different, so unique than all the other energies that we have going is the factor that this energy that Jupiter is in right now in Cancer, it's literally the first time we're experiencing this energy. Every 12 years, Jupiter comes and transits in Cancer. The last time Jupiter was in Cancer was 12 years ago. However, what makes this energy very different is 12 years ago, we had Pluto transiting Capricorn. So that itself makes this whole energy very different because Pluto is transiting Aquarius. So a real different energy overall. All right, now I'm back to where I want to be. Let me see, come on. You ever have it where your page just doesn't want to cooperate? Well, that's exactly where I am right now. So just going to take another minute. All right, there we go. So this way here, there's no confusion, no distraction, no nothing. Anyway, for those of you who don't know who I am, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne. I am the founder of Holistic Fitness NY. I serve, help, and transform women in midlife, helping them to gain the confidence they need so they can step into their JOB and easily move into their soul's calling. I also help them to release emotional weight without dieting. I'm your certified holistic personal trainer, holistic integrated teacher, Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, card reader, and also, for those of you who may not know, I am also the founder of, and let me see if I can pull it out here, of Holistic Healing Magazine. There you have it. There you have it. Our cover feature is my dad. Very excited to show him off. Anyway, with this energy that we're in right now, as I was saying before, this is the first time in 12 years where we get to play Jupiter in Cancer. There's a lot of energy sitting in your Cancer placement right now, such as the sun is there, the moon is there, And we will have a new moon as of Wednesday on the 2525 portal, which I'll talk a little bit about in a minute. And then we also have Mercury sitting in Cancer as well. Mercury will transit out of Cancer on the 26th. So this is a really potent piece of energy because we have so many planets that's sitting in Cancer at this point in time. My big question to you is, where do you have Cancer on your natal chart? Because that's the placement that's actually being lit up for you at this moment of time. For me, I have Cancer in my 12th and first house. Now, what does that mean to have Cancer in your 12th and first house? Well, the 12th house is about all the hidden factors, all the secrets, all the things that I do not want you to see about me that goes on behind the scenes. And then the first house is about self. It's the only house that literally represents you. All the other houses are associations with friends, partnerships, siblings, parents, children, so forth and so forth. And of course, your physical body and your health. So when we think about this energy that we do have going on, where you have Cancer on your chart, this is what's going to be lit up for you for the next 12 months. Now, I had gone live earlier on Facebook and shared some insight regarding this energy that we are experiencing, but I also wanted to come and share this live, not just only on Facebook, but also my YouTube channel. And then, of course, I'm also streaming on X. So there's many platforms that are actually getting to see this, and it will be on my YouTube channel going forward as we are live there too, giving you an opportunity to really understand this energy that we're in and how this energy is going to really help you come back into perfect alignment, what I like to call homeostasis with your physical body. Now, many astrologers speak about the Jupiter Cancer energy being this, what's the word I'm looking for? Charismatic and Cazimi and exalted in this energy. As it is, because Jupiter is a planet of expansion, it's about luck, it's about fortune. And being in Capricorn, it is about being at home, it's about compassion, it's about joy. So when you bring those two pieces together, this is going to be a very joyful and compassionate time where for the first time in a really long time for many of us, we're going to really begin to feel more peace and more lightness and more calmness moving forward. Now, what I like to talk about, considering I am a holistic personal trainer, and what I do with many of my clients is I help you better understand your physical body. And that's really this energy of Jupiter in the expanded mode, the spiritual evolution that we're all about to experience over the next 12 months. Our body is going to be teaching us different things on how to bring ourselves back into alignment. Now, many of us are already feeling that. We've been feeling different types of physical symptoms occurring in our bodies, and some of us are feeling a lot of symptoms in a very short period of time. Rightfully so. I always like to say that when we have multitudes of planets shifting from one zodiac sign to another in a very short period of time, what that's going to actually do is create this energetic flow. Hopefully it's a flow and that the energy doesn't get stuck somewhere. Now, if for whatever the reasons are, you're showing up with symptoms in your physical body, that is definitely an indication that there's some stagnation. There's a block even. And through this 12-month cycle that we're going to have with Jupiter in Cancer, this is your time now to really work on clearing out the blocks. Now, I mentioned this in my live earlier today in reference to some amazing treatments that you can actually take advantage of to help clear those blockages out. Because again, the idea here is not to focus on putting band-aids on this cycle. This is not about a quick fix. This is about, let's get to the root of what's going on with your physical body. What are the emotions connected to whatever the symptoms are? And are you willing to really tap deeper, deeper, deeper within to discover how to clear through and how to heal through whatever the emotions are? So, for example, if you are someone who's been experiencing grief or sadness, now I say the two in the same sentence because that sits in the heart chakra, but then it also starts to sit in the other areas of our bodies. So when we are dealing with grief, loss, now loss could be loss of a job, loss of a friend, loss of a home, or someone who's literally crossed over. And if you've had a hard time healing through that process, that eventually is going to sit somewhere in your body. Every one of us has what I like to call a weak link in our body. And whatever that weak link is for you is usually where the tension moves into and then eventually travels through your body. There is a opening from that weak link that causes a transmutation into your body, causing this stagnation to occur because it's your body's way of saying, hey, it's time now to really think about how can you focus on healing whatever you have going on. And every one of us are experiencing it. Either we're experiencing it right now, we've experienced it, or it's still to come. So we need to pay attention to what it is our body is actually trying to tell us. Now, before I go further, I do want to say hello to everyone who is popping in on my Facebook page. So if you are here, say hi. And if you are here on my Facebook page, if you happen to know where you have cancer on your natal chart, what house cancer is in, I would love for you to put that in the comments because I want to see, as I'm going to start to read the energy for each zodiac sign, what house you have cancer in. Now, every one of us has different zodiac signs. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is where Jupiter is on your chart. What house is Jupiter sitting in? Because again, this is the energy that's going to be lit up. So we have two places on our natal chart that's going to be lit up for the next 12 months. Just so happens that as we are in this energy right now, on the 24th of June, and we think about that 2-4 energy, that 2 is about our relationships. And any of the numbers from 20 all the way to the end of the month is about the relationships because we have that number 2 showing up everywhere. So it is about the relationships. It's associated with Taurus and Libra. It's associated with Venus as well. And we think about Venus. Venus is how we value our physical body. Are we valuing our physical body by treating our body with care? Taking care of our physical body, whether that looks like nourishing it with fuel, moving it through exercise, hydrating it through water. What are we putting in our body is going to be the thing that how we care and how we nurture and valuing our body. Because our body is our temple that connects us to the heavens and the earths. Our body is the temple that connects us to our chakra system. And anytime we have anything going on within us, it's going to show up externally. Because anything that's going on within us, if we look around at what's going on around us, that gives us an explanation to why we're feeling stuck, stagnant, or even blocked for that matter. And there is no actual medicine that's going to actually help you through the blockages. What's going to help you through the blockages is learning how to understand what it is your body is trying to tell you. Just like Louise Hay and Lisa Baru and even myself have said, if you change your thinking, you will heal your body. And that is a true statement. If you change your thinking, you will heal your body. If you address the emotions that show up as opposed to suppressing them, your body can heal on its own because our bodies are built to heal. Unfortunately, though, as humans, we tend to use a lot of outside sources to create a remedy that's not necessarily going to work. And because we do that more often than none, we have created this disconnection with our physical body, with healing, which is why so many people have a challenging time healing whatever shows up because our body's disconnected to the process of being able to heal on its own. because we all have the ability to actually heal. So once again, those of you who are showing up here, if you happen to know what house you have your Cancer sign on your natal chart in, I would love for you to put that house number in the chart, because that's going to play a huge role in regards to what's happening for you during the next 12 months. So when we think about this energy, we think about Jupiter's grand expansion, good luck, good fortune, and spiritual growth. Jupiter is the ruler to Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, and it's also the ruler to Pisces, which is a water sign. So when we think about Jupiter being the ruler to both Sagittarius and Pisces, Sagittarius is the higher consciousness. It's how to learn from a different way. And Pisces is all about your intuition, allowing yourself to utilize your intuitive gifts to discover who you really are from a soul level. This is not about book learning, this is about soul learning. And your body is teaching you a whole lot if you are willing to listen and not be so quick to want to feel better. And I know that sounds absurd to, well, why would I not want to feel better quicker? Because sometimes the process of what you're going through regarding this journey and whatever's showing up in your physical body, sometimes it takes time to discover whatever's going on. Now, I'm going to share something with you that I know to be true 100%. When you come down with whatever physical symptom it is, whether it's congestion, headache, migraine, runny nose, drippy eyes, maybe earache, whatever it is, whatever that's throwing your body off course, I like to refer to as a spiritual flu. It will take your body 14 days. 14 days. If you do not give your body anything, no medication, and you just allow your body just to get the rest it needs, and fueling your body, giving yourself the hydration it needs, putting the right nutrients in your body, and learning to listen to your body, it will take your body 14 days to heal. To recover from whatever it is. Now, those of you who caught my live earlier, you've heard me say this already. I'm going to repeat it again. Going back on, let's say, May 28th, I was at a graduation party, and there was a lot of people at this graduation party. It was my nephew's graduation, and a lot of people in small spaces. And for me, because I am so sensitive and so intuitive in the small space, and interesting fact, I did not have my hat on that day. Whether that played a role to this or not, the jury's still out on that. Understanding that by the time I woke up Sunday morning after that party, I woke up with a runny nose, my ears were clogged, I had this nasty off the wall cough, and I just did not feel well. And the first 7 days of that, I was just doing a lot of resting, making sure I was moving my body, was not speaking as much as I normally would, just to save my voice, because my voice was hurting. And then the next 7 days is when I really started doing more of the healing properties of getting my honey, my ginger, my lemon, and hot water, making sure I had my chicken noodle soup every day, sometimes twice a day, and just allowing my body into that presence of moving through the healing. And of course, recognizing what actually brought it on. Now, remember, the word I used was congested. And because I was congested at the graduation party, there were so many people around me, it congested my energy. And that is one of the reasons why I came down with a spiritual flu, because my body needed to be reacclimated based on what I experienced with this beautiful celebration. And like I said, I did not have my hat on, and in the evening hours, it did get chilly out. Could that have been a part of why I came down with a spiritual flu? Again, the jury is still out on that answer. However, it's really important to pay attention to what's going on in your life prior to whatever the symptoms are that you show up. Because once you understand what's actually going on in your life prior to the symptoms showing up, you can sort of connect the dots quicker and get a better understanding to, oh, so the key component to my journey in that process of the spiritual flu was congestion. I had congestion that showed up in my physical body because I was congested, spiritually speaking, when I was at the party. Although the party was great, I had a great time, but there was just a lot of people in a small space. And being that I am sensitive, I'm intuitive, and I'm an empath, I picked up a lot of energy that day. In addition, the day before that party, I was out shopping at stores, and I'm not a shopper. So it played a big role in reference to my psyche being overwhelmed by all the different energies I was around. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know, especially the stores, that created this congestion in my physical body. So again, understanding and noting whatever the symptoms are that you show up in your body, being aware of what took place prior to could help you better understand what you're actually experiencing. Now, I affirm and believe to be true that no one ever gets sick. We don't get sick. Louise Hay, Lisa Baru, and myself believe that when something shows up in our physical body, such as a physical symptom, it's just our body's way of letting us know that there's something that sort of went out of balance. So it's really important to evaluate, reflect, so you can bring yourself back to balance. And that's exactly the energy that we're going to be in for the next 12 months with Jupiter being in Cancer. So again, knowing where you have Cancer on your chart, what house Cancer sits in, is going to help you better understand your journey for the next 12 months and how and when and what you're going to be healing. So I just wanted to bring to your attention, based on the Sun and Jupiter, because those are the most potent planets where we have this conjunction taking place, sitting in Cancer's house. So wherever you have Cancer on your chart, for those of you who do have your Sun, Moon, or Ascending sign, that is transiting your first house placement. So this is really about a new way, especially with the Sun in Cancer, a new way of connecting with your physical body. How can you connect with your physical body in a different way that you can actually learn something from your physical body? So for those of you who do have your Sun, Moon, or Ascending sign sitting in your first house, well, actually, I should say it this way. For those of you who have your Ascending sign and maybe even your Moon sitting in your first house, this is all about connecting with your physical body in a totally different way. And what you're going to be learning, especially within at least the next 28 days with the Sun being in Cancer energy. As for Jupiter being in Cancer energy, this is a 12-month evolution that you're going to be experiencing and getting to know more about who you are. So thinking about this energy that we have going, and playing into that. So now if you happen to have Cancer sitting in your second house placement, Now again, you would need to know, have some knowledge of your natal chart to better understand this journey that we are on. So if you have Cancer in your second house placement, this is associated with the Venus energy and valuing and self-worth. How do you value your body? And do you feel worthy of being in a strong, healthy body? And this may actually have to take you back to any time in your life where maybe you didn't feel deserving to be healthy and strong. Maybe you felt guilty if you invested time on you, especially for our moms out there. With this energy, with Jupiter sitting in Cancer, this is now your time to open that up and allow yourself to embrace this time over the next 12 months to really work on letting go of any beliefs that you have that you are not worthy of being healthy. And that's what Jupiter in Cancer for second house placement is going to fine tune for you, that this is your time to really become strong and healthy. This is about checking into your self worth, because second house is very much associated with Venus energy. Now, of course, understanding that because second house is associated with Venus energy, wherever Venus is transiting, and right now Venus is transiting in Taurus energy, where it feels at home. And this is until July 4th, and then it's going to be moving into Gemini, so the energy is going to be different. So again, you're going to need to know where Venus is transiting every month to get a better understanding to what cycle is changing for you. Because as the three planets, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, transit from zodiac sign to zodiac sign, that is going to change the energy of how Jupiter in Cancer is playing. So think about it, for those who do have Cancer in second house, this is about you evaluating your worth. And that it's time now to feel worthy of being in a strong, healthy body. And what does that look like for you? So this is really about breaking free of those subconscious beliefs of feeling guilty when you take care of yourself. It's okay to have a spa day. It's okay for you to spend 30 minutes to an hour and just relax a lay down. It's okay to schedule a nap. This is all the second house Cancer energy. Now we move into the third house. Those who have Cancer in their third house, this is about how you communicate with your body. Now, third house is associated with Mercury's energy, so it is about traveling, and it also is really about the experience. What are you learning about your body? What is it your body is trying to tell you? Now, for you women over the age of 40, if you're in different stages of life, 40, 50, 60, so forth, your body is teaching you a whole lot about you. Now, you might title it as perimenopause or menopause for that matter. However, just note that that's just a chapter. And when we really think about the concept of perimenopause and menopause, we have been programmed to believe, especially with menopause, that it's an ongoing process. Menopause, believe it or not, only lasts one day. And I know you might be sitting back and saying, what? I've been told it lasts forever. Menopause lasts one day. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that literally the day, the moment your cycle ends, so you've gone a 12-month period where maybe your cycle has not been there, and then all of a sudden, one day to the next day is completely gone. One day. That's menopause. That's exactly what it is. So those who have Cancer in third house, this is about what you're going to be learning about your body. How is your body going to be teaching you? So, for example, those of you who may be experiencing bloat or IBS, which is another interesting symptom. The bloat is, again, that's your belly. And that just means that there's energy sitting in your belly. And when we're talking about belly energy, we're talking about the solar plex. Solar plex is about what is it you're having a challenging time digesting? What is it that you're having a challenging time trusting? When you can move into those energies and get a better defining to that, and start really treating your body well with love and compassion, the symptoms that you may be feeling and your subconscious beliefs can be erased, you may start to have a different experience with that energy. So those who do have Cancer in the third house, this is about tapping into your physical body and getting excited about what it is your physical body is going to be teaching you, and more importantly, changing your dialogue that you have with your physical body. So if you are in a habit of getting in front of a mirror and telling yourself like, I can't stand my arms. I wish my legs were thinner. I wish my booty was bigger. Whatever your conversation is, during this 12-month season, the idea of your conversation needs to change. And what I'm going to ask that you do is think of your body like your best friend. Would you really tell your best friend her arms look big? Would you really say that to your best friend? Probably not. You probably would never tell your best friend her arms look big. Unless you're saying it in a really positive way where, like, when she's flexing, her arms are muscular, her arms are defined. You might say it in that way. But I'm guaranteeing you're not going to just say to your best friend, my God, your arms are huge. So if you wouldn't say that to your best friend, how about we take on that new habit with your body? Because your body is your best friend. Your body is your temple. So Cancer in third house is learning how to have this better experience with your physical body, because you're literally bringing yourself back home. You're drawing your energy back into your body, and you're working on letting go of any of the negative self-talk that you have. Now, sadly to say, for women, this has been an ongoing thing for many, many years, where if you have a poor body image of yourself, and you just never see yourself in the light of being perfect for you, then this, for those who do have Cancer in third house, this is going to be about retraining your brain to say nicer things to your body, saying nicer things about your body, getting in the habit of loving the body you're in and giving yourself a compliment every single day is the key. So I want you to pay attention to that. So now when we talk about Jupiter transiting Cancer's fourth house, if you have Cancer in your fourth house, this is about home. This is about bringing yourself back home. Now, when we talk about bringing ourselves back home, this is from what I'm hearing collectively, spiritually, this is about that connection that you're going to have with your ancestors, your loved ones, and really allowing yourself to be your authentic self, showing up as authentically as possible. So nothing fake anymore, and being true to who you really are. Cancer in the fourth house is being true to who you really are, nurturing yourself, getting on this new practice of becoming healthier and stronger, because again, the whole purpose here of Jupiter in Cancer is helping us to evolve and come back into a state of homeostasis. So when you have Cancer in the fourth house is ruled by Cancer. And the Cancer is all about the moon energy in itself. So this is about how you feel when your body feels at home. Like evaluating the clothes you wear. What clothes are you wearing that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel happy, what makes you feel confident? So I really want you to pay attention to bringing yourself back home and utilizing the moon cycles to help you in reference to whether we're in a new moon, a crescent moon, a full moon, or whatever it is, a waxing moon, bringing yourself back into the alignment of the moon cycle for those who do have their Cancer in the fourth house. It's about bringing yourself back into perfect alignment. Now, I do want to bring up one other thing regarding all Cancer energy, whatever house you have Cancer in, especially for my women in midlife, is understanding that even though perhaps your cycle has ended, you do want to be mindful that you are still aligned with the moon cycle. So if for whatever the reasons were during your cycle, you got your cycle more during a full moon energy versus new moon energy, your body is still aligned with that. So I need you to pay attention to how your body responds to when we do have a new moon, which is coming up on the 25, or when we have a crescent moon or waxing moon or a full moon for that matter. Because again, even though you no longer have your moon cycle, you're still aligned with the moon's energy. So I need you to pay attention to that. And that's not just a fourth house Cancer, that's all Cancer energy. Moving into our fifth house Cancers. So those of you who have fifth house Cancer, this house placement is associated with the sun's energy because it's associated with Leo. Leo is a fire energy, so there's a fire within you based on the sun's energy. And this is also about how you want to be more creative using your body. What I'm hearing is dancing, bringing more movement into your body through dance, being more creative, whether it's through dance, whether it's through drawing, but it's really about connecting with your physical body. So what I'm definitely hearing is more in alignment of dancing. You can also do yoga. Anything that's just going to bring you more into alignment. Of course, as I always say, strength training is key. So again, those who have Cancer fifth house, this is about the changes that your body is about to undergo. This is a perfect time for those who do have Cancer in fifth house, that if you are looking to do a massive transformation, maybe you're looking to up your confidence. I can't believe I'm even going to say this out loud. This could be a perfect time for you to go and sign up for some sort of bikini competition or bodybuilding competition or whatever competition that's going to get you into that place to transform your physical body. Or just have a competition with yourself, where this is a perfect time again to really check in on your nutrition and up your workouts, hire a trainer so you can go through this massive transformation, because there's a big change that's coming through in how you respond to your physical body. There is definitely a big change coming through regarding your health. So paying attention to that as well. If you have been struggling with some health issues, maybe you've been taking medication for something, this energy with Jupiter in your fifth house, this is a perfect time to have a conversation with your physician and start weaning yourself off of these medications, that perhaps you can create a healthier diet regimen so you don't need to be on the medication. I do recommend, though, that you have a conversation with your physician as opposed to just coming off your meds. I also do recommend that you also hire a personal trainer like me to help you in that process of this change that you're going to undergo during this transformation. Big changes coming in for those who do have Cancer in the fifth house. This is changes based on your nutrition, changes based on how your body is going to respond, changes is based on where maybe you are in that new chapter of life and you're going to notice some changes with your body. Now, in theory, I'm going to do a little bit more research on this to really get firm with it. In theory, for women, our bodies change every 7 years. So think back to the last time your body changed and see if you can get ahead of that and transform. I truly believe the best way to change your body is definitely through reshaping and strengthening your body, as opposed to focusing on dieting and losing weight. The last thing you really want to do, and this is not just for Cancers in fifth house, this is for everybody, the last thing you want to focus on is dieting and losing weight, because as you lose weight, what you're losing is essential muscle, and you don't want to lose essential muscle. Unfortunately, if you're not strength training to begin with, you're already at a disadvantage. So it's so important to make sure you are focusing on healthy habits of eating and make sure you're eating to full your muscle up as you're strength training. So we move into the sixth house. So those of you who have your Cancer in sixth house placement, this is a big placement because this is about health and fitness. This is about the spiritual evolution that you may actually experience over the next 12 months in reference to things that are going to show up, in reference to symptoms may occur. And when I use the word symptoms, it's because your body is going through a spiritual calibration to helping you to get healthier. So it's like a detox that your body is going to go through. Now, when I use the word detox, please do not confuse that I'm saying to you need to be on a detox, because I don't recommend detox to anybody. But what I am saying is because the sixth house is associated with Virgo's energy, and it's Virgo is also ruled by Mercury's energy, so it's the experience of being more healthier and stronger. It's about your health and fitness. It's about your nervous system. This is a perfect time for my sixth house placements to focus on healing modalities, hiring yourself a Reiki practitioner like myself, or getting acupuncture, or going for the somatic healing, or something in that nature. Myofascia release to help release what your body's holding on to, so you can be a stronger, healthier version of yourself after the 12-month season is over. Note that this is a 12-month process. This is not a quick fix. This is not about, well, I'm going to do this for 12 weeks and everything's going to be okay. No. And this is not just for our sixth house placement. This is for everybody. You may find that you go on a roller coaster, that you may have 4 to 12 weeks where things are chaotic, and then all of a sudden things get easier. And then all of a sudden, 4 to 12 weeks, things get chaotic again. Because again, we have to understand where Venus, Mars, and Mercury are going to be every month. Venus stays in the zodiac sign for about 6 weeks. Mercury stays there for about 3 weeks, and Mars stays, Mars, I believe, stays in the zodiac sign for 6 weeks as well. So those 3 planets that move more rapidly are going to play a role in regards to how Jupiter in Cancer in your placement is going to play. So right now, just to note, we do have Venus in Taurus until July 4th-ish, and then it's going to move into Gemini. So for those of you who do have your Cancer in Gemini in the 3rd house placement, which is Gemini's energy, know that Venus in Gemini is going to play a role with Jupiter in Cancer. So as of right now, we have Mars in Virgo. So those of you who do have your Cancer placement in your 6th house, that Mars in Virgo is playing a big role for you, because it's about that action. Mars is action. Mars is that leader within you that wants to do something. And Virgo's all about the organization. It's about the perfectionist. It's about the details. It's about the problem solver. But it's also about the one that overanalyzes everything, as well as the overthinker. So just think about where these planets that move more rapidly, Mars, Mercury, and Venus, are on your chart, and where they are collectively. Let's see, where did I get them all? So we have Mars in Virgo. We have Mercury. Where's Mercury? Mercury's going to actually be in Leo as of the 26th. And for those who do have their Cancer placement in the 5th house is ruled by Leo. So when you have Mercury there, again, it's the experience of what changes you're going to be undergoing. And it's fire. Leo is fire. Leo is like, I want to be creative. I want to be, I want to utilize my charisma to get these changes to go about. So you really need to pay attention to where everything is, and why maybe right now with Venus in Taurus, which is its home place, hitting those who do have Cancer in the 2nd house, why you have this big accent mark over your physical body, and how you value your body, and how you're valuing the relationships, because of Venus in the Taurus energy. Once Venus moves into Gemini, it's going to be a different game. You're no longer going to have that energy sitting there. So we have to pay attention. So again, as I said, Jupiter transiting your 6th house where Cancer is, this is about your health and fitness. This is about the expansion that you're about to experience for the next 12 months. Your body is expanding. Your body is going to undergo a major transformation, which, yes, you may experience some symptoms that show up because your body needs to get healthier. Our bodies are not meant to be in a toxic environment. Our bodies are meant to heal on its own. And when you put your body in the right environment, when you give it what it needs to have so it can heal, our nervous system runs really nicely. And the sixth house, Virgo placement, is associated with our nervous system. So again, for those who do have their Cancer placement in sixth house, I encourage you to definitely take on some healing modality. If you're interested in learning more about my Reiki talk therapy sessions, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation. I would love to guide you through this season, 12-month season for that matter, that you're going to be undergoing. So now those of you who have Cancer in your seventh house, Cancer in the seventh house is ruled by Libra, which is about balance, but it's also the ruler of Venus, similar to Taurus, just a different energy. So when we think about the seventh house being ruled by Libra, and you have it in Cancer, this is about bringing more balance into your body. Now, I do want to remind you, all Cancers, that when I speak of Cancer energy, I always divide into three sections. It's your home, meaning your shelter, your career, and also your physical body. Two things I want you all to pay attention to, but specifically my Cancers in seventh house placement, is if your career is not on track, you're going to feel out of balance. If your relationships in your immediate house is not on track, you're going to feel off balance, which is then going to throw your physical body off balance. You need to have your career and your relationships balanced so your body can feel more secure, more in a state of homeostasis. So if you're constantly in this fight mode, your body's not going to feel good. So if you are in a job that you do not like, if you are in a relationship that's stressing you out, this is your time now during this Jupiter Cancer season, is to really work on bringing things into balance. And that may look like letting go of that job that doesn't serve you, or walking away from that relationship that doesn't serve you. Because this is really about bringing things back to balance. Seventh house is your agreement that you have with your physical body to make sure that you are taking care of your physical body. Otherwise, what will show up for you during this season is physical symptoms. When you are not aligned to your career and when you're not aligned to your relationships, physical symptoms are going to occur. Because you're either going to be angry, frustrated, stressed, or even grief because you feel lost. And those symptoms, those emotions that you're holding on to, creates the physical dysfunction that shows up with the symptoms. So you really need to pay attention to that. So balance for our Cancer seventh house placements. For those who have Cancer in your eighth house, eighth house overall is ruled by Scorpio. It's also ruled by Pluto. So when we think about Scorpio and Pluto, Scorpio is about to transform. Scorpio is about going within and working through your dark side. However, this is not about working through your dark side. This is really about how can I tap into who I am internally and seek support internally through my spirit guides, through my loved ones, through my ancestors to help me transform. Now, Pluto literally thrives off what doesn't serve you. So if there is something in your path line that isn't aligned with your expansion, being that the eighth house is ruled by Pluto, it's going to die off. No matter how much you try to water it, it's going to die off. Especially because Pluto currently is in Aquarius, which is the bigger vision. So with Cancer in your eighth house, this is about the bigger vision. This is about the things you may not see in front of you, so you might have to see beyond. So think of yourself like a giraffe, where giraffes can see beyond what's in front of them. I want you to do the work of seeing beyond what's in front of you. This is about your transformation that you're undergoing throughout the entire time with Jupiter in Cancer. This is about your transformation. This is about your spiritual transformation, your spiritual evolution, discovering who you are from within. I recommend that you definitely keep a journal, a daily journal of all the different things you're going to learn about yourself. Now, do you understand that learning about yourself means that people, places, and things, new people may show up and old people may come back, because this is about learning to transform and see what you do and don't need. Now, we talk about ninth house. Ninth house energy, those who have Cancer in ninth house, this is a powerful placement. A couple of reasons why. Ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, which is fire. So there's going to be this fire within you to want to get something done. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So those of you who have Cancer in Cancer, Jupiter transiting your Cancer ninth house placement, this is about that fire within you, the higher consciousness, and learning, working through, letting go of anything that gets in your way of learning, exploring, discovering, is that ninth house energy. Coming back into your roots, maybe even connecting with ancestors, maybe connecting with old friends that might have done some work and they are a different version of themselves. But this is definitely the evolution of wanting to get something done. A spiritual evolution. Those who have Cancer in their ninth house. This is the alignment of the Jupiter Sagittarius energy. So there's like double fire going on here because of that placement. So this is definitely about good fortune. This is about expansion, and this is about your evolution that you're going to go through with Cancer in your ninth house. Now, do note that because this is about a spiritual evolution, this is about a elevation of who you are, it's really important to make sure you're getting the rest you need, because you're going to be on the go, trying to discover who you are. There's a lot of travel that's going to take place for those who have Jupiter in transiting the ninth house Cancer placement. You're going to be traveling. You're going to be traveling in your sleep state, which means you may find that when you wake up, you're not fully rested because you've been traveling. You've been between worlds. So be sure to schedule naps into your day so this energy over the next 12 months does not wear you down. Because that's what this is about. It's about your spiritual evolution. You can always catch it on the end, and this is going to be on my YouTube channel. All right, so we're moving into Cancer in the 10th house. Cancer in the 10th house. Now, this is so interesting because when we talk Cancer in the 10th house, 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, which is the opposition of Cancer. So it's like this energy between Cancer wanting to be home and Capricorn wanting to do the work. Now, oppositions, most people get nervous when they hear the word opposition because like, oh my God, it's an opposition. But an opposition means that both sides are supporting each other. One is doing the pushing and the other one's doing the pulling. So there's a support team here in reference to getting things done. So if you happen to have Cancer in your 10th house, 10th house is your soul's purpose. So you're going to expand in this next 12 months to move into your soul's purpose if you're not there already. Now, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn's energy. Saturn is one of two things. It's restrictive or restructuring. And a little bit of both may take place over the next 12 months. You might feel restricted, and then there's going to be other times where you feel like you're restructuring, because you will be. Because you're going to be moving out of wherever you are regarding your career and shifting gears to your soul's work. Even if you're in your soul's work right now, that's going to change. Now, if you've been following me since 2022, you know that that is definitely what has happened for me. I've been in my soul's work since I'm 12, but it looks very different now that I'm 55. It's that restricting and that restructuring that's happening. So for those of you who have Cancer in 10th house, Jupiter there is going to help you to expand through restriction and restructuring. Your foundation is going to look quite different by time Jupiter transits out of Cancer. Cancer in the 11th house. So we talk Cancer in the 11th house. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, which is the bigger vision. It's the visionary. It's the collaborator. It's the connector. It's also ruled by Uranus. Uranus is about creating something new. It's the rebel, and it's the chaos. The 11th house is your community. So what you may start to notice through this Jupiter's expansion is that your community is about to change. This may be a time where you're going to be uplifted, uprooted from where you are, and you may find that you are going to be relocated someplace else to a new city, new home. That Cancer in the 11th house can very well be this major transformation. You keep in mind that we have Pluto in Aquarius that will be playing behind the scenes, helping you to transform your bigger vision. So new people may end up showing up to help you create this bigger vision. Because the people you have in your community right now, you probably have outgrown them. You just haven't let them go yet. The universe is going to let them go if you don't do it on your own. So pay attention to that. That's a big energy because it's about your bigger vision. Now, those who carry Cancer in the 12th house, which is a little bit of me because I have Cancer in my 12th and my first house. Cancer in the 12th house is really about the things that go on behind the scenes. Like, for example, best way I can explain it is what I looked like before I came here live, where my hair was pulled back, no hat, no lipstick. What I look like behind the scenes. What I look like behind the scenes, you don't get to see. It's also about my little secrets I have that I don't share. So that's the Cancer 12th house placement. Now, we think 12th house placement, this is very similar to the 9th house placement because 12th house is ruled by Pisces. And Pisces is ruled by both Neptune, which is your spiritual evolution, and Jupiter, which is just your spiritual expansion. So those of you who do carry Cancer in the 12th house, you have both your spiritual evolution occurring and your spiritual expansion occurring. So this is about those secrets, especially your spiritual secrets, may start to blossom, and you may not be ready to share them yet. So just think about that, just for a moment, that you may have some spiritual gifts that you're not ready to share that eventually is going to show up. So paying attention. I also want you to pay attention to that Neptune is in Aries energy for the next 14 years. So that's going to be a powerful player for you with Jupiter transiting your 12th house Cancer because of taking the mask off, allowing yourself to let your secrets, your gifts show up. You could take the mask off. You could let people know that yes, you are a psychic. Yes, you are a medium. Yes, you are clairvoyant. Yes, you are mystical. You don't have to cover that up anymore. You don't have to be quiet about that anymore. In fact, this energy, Jupiter in Cancer 12th house, is not going to allow you to be quiet anymore. Your gifts are going to blossom. So again, just to recap, coming to the end, that when we think about our house placements or where Cancer is, it's not just about where Cancer is. It's the house Cancer is in and what planet and zodiac sign rules that house and where those planets are collectively and how that plays a role with your energy. So there's so many pieces to this puzzle to help you navigate over the next 12 months to how you will go through this spiritual evolution, this spiritual growth, this good fortune, and this luck of the draw. And I do really want you to remember that Venus, Mercury, and Mars, who move more rapidly than, let's say, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn, those three are going to play a big role to what changes for you every so many weeks. So understanding that, as I said before, Venus will be moving out of Taurus as of July 4th and moving into Gemini. So that's going to play a big role for those of you who have Cancer in your third house. Because now, and also it's going to play a big role to your Gemini placement. And then on top of that, we also have Uranus that's going to be getting ready to move out of Taurus and move into Gemini as well for the next 8 years. But that's a planet that's going to stay there for a while. So the planets that you really have to pay attention to that move more rapidly are, again, Mars, Mercury, Venus. Those are the planets that's going to shift and change things up in your house placement for the next 12 months. And how they're going to play, whether they're playing based on a conjunction, based on a sextile, or based on even an opposition for that matter. So understanding where everything is on your chart and how this cycle, this season, is going to bring you back in a state of homeostasis when it comes to your body. And the work you're going to be doing to make this happen. This is not going to be about you just going to sit back and grab your drink and let things happen. No, this is about your work that you're here to do. You have to put your foot to the pedal and get things moving in order for things to happen. So being in this space and understanding. So again, and I don't think I mentioned it earlier, when we talk about the first house placement, that is, first house is ruled by Aries, which is your leadership. And Mars rules that placement. So again, we have Mars right now in Virgo. So those of you who do have Cancer in the first house, this is about taking care of your physical body and being more organized so you can take care of your physical body, making sure you have yourself on your schedule, a practice of being healthy and strong, hydrated, fueled, energized, and ready to go, and fully rested at the same token. So there's a lot to be said here. There's a lot of information that I shared with you, and I want you to come back and re-listen. I want you to look at your natal chart and see where you have Cancer on your chart, what houses it's sitting in. Where do you have Jupiter on your chart? Because that too is going to be highlighted. So just as I went through the houses for Cancer, wherever you have Jupiter, it's pretty much the same concept. So if you have Jupiter sitting in your first house, Know that, and if you have Cancer sitting in your first house, you will go into what they call a Jupiter return, which is really big energy. So understanding where you have your chart. I myself have Jupiter in my I have Jupiter in Scorpio in my fourth house. And that's really interesting because the fourth house is represented by Cancer, and Jupiter is in my fourth house. So it's like a double whammy there where Scorpio is going to help me transform through this evolution for self. So pay attention to where you have this information on your chart. If you're not sure how to read your chart, you've never seen your chart, and you want to learn a little bit more about who you are from the soul level and do what I like to say, self-discovery. If you're going to study anything, studying your natal chart is key. It's potent, especially during the season. Remember, what makes this season so spectacular is that it's literally first time in probably our lifetime where we're getting to experience the Jupiter Cancer energy without, well, even when we had Jupiter and even when we had Pluto in Capricorn, um, that was there for 20 years. So depending on how old you were or how old you are now will define that energy for you. But without Pluto being in Capricorn, which is the opposition of Cancer, this is a very different energy. We are not in that space of having to think about work and home, and how to bring that into balance. We are really about when you think about Pluto right now in Aquarius, this is about your vision, the bigger vision you hold for your body, being that healthier version of yourself. And when I use the word being a healthier version of yourself, it really is about learning to let go of all of the philosophies that you have been programmed to believe and think that you should be a certain weight and that you should look a certain way. Because the reality of it all is we have been fed a lot of information in the last 50 to 100 years that really has a lot of people feeling a certain kind of way about their bodies. And it's now time to start loving the body that you're in because you only get one. And your body is your temple. And when you start treating your body like a temple, that is when it becomes a game changer because then you are really ready to bring your body back into a state of homeostasis and treating it healthy and giving it whatever it needs so it can be healthy. And whatever stage of life you're in, for my women in midlife, if you are in that stage where we want to use the terms perimenopause or menopause, just know that these are just terms. In fact, I don't know if I'll be able to find my notes really quickly to pull this up. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find a note really quickly for you. I'm hoping I can. I can. Here we go. For those of you who are not aware, the word menopause, metaphysically, what that really means, and I really want you to write this down. I want you to write this down. Menopause, metaphysically, entering a new cycle of life, a new phase of inner wisdom, self-reflecting, and power. That's what menopause is. Another thing I want you to pay attention to when we use the word menopause is when you write the word menopause, I want you to write it based on in three ways. I want you to write men, pause. Now, most people will think reality of it all is we're pausing men. No, we're not pausing men. What we are pausing is the masculine energy that so many women, including myself, have gotten in the habit of being playing the masculine role and being the doer, the doer, the doer, the doer. Many entrepreneurs are very good for this. Ideally, when we move into this new stage of life, it's not about the masculine energy anymore. It's about allowing yourself to free yourself from the masculine so you can step more fully into the feminine. and allow yourself to flow so you can receive everything that is really meant for you. Now that you have the power within to do just that. And that's exactly the energy that this Jupiter Cancer is going to help us to bring us back into a state of homeostasis, allowing us to use our internal power, inner power, to allow ourselves to be able to receive without having to work so damn hard and be in that masculine role. It's time we step out of that role. And it's time that we step in to being united with our physical body and loving our bodies just as they are. So there is what I have for you. I want to pull a card and see what we need to know based on this powerful energy. As I mentioned, I would really appreciate it that you go ahead and come back and rewatch. Look at your natal chart. See where you do have Cancer on your chart. What house Cancer is sitting in, what house Jupiter is sitting in, and take this season, this 12-month season, to do your work. If you need support, if you need guidance, if you need to work on healing, if you're ready to transform your physical body, reach out to me. I do it all. That is what the W is all about in holistic fitness. And why? It's about working with your mind, your body, your emotions, your spirit, and your soul. Through the holistic personal training, through the Reiki talk therapy, through the medical astrology, helping you to discover who you are based on your numerology. As I said, we are moving into the 25-25 portal as of tomorrow when we experienced this new moon. This 25-25 portal is massive because the 2 and the 5. The 2 represents, again, Venus energy. Learning to love ourselves as we are, seeing the beauty within us, connecting with our physical body, having a healthy relationship with our physical body, having a healthy relationship with ourselves. It's also about all the other things, your physical material possessions. It's about all your relationships and the relationship with money as well. And then that 5 is all about the sun's energy. Here it is of who you are becoming. It's the changes that you have to undergo in order to get to where you're looking to go. Working into your 7, which is what 2 and 5 is. 7. Working back into balance, the agreement that you have with your physical body, and really getting to that point of understanding, why did you call in the physical weight? What was that physical weight protecting you from? When you can get to that why, and you're ready to heal and forgive that situation, that is where the releasing of the emotional weight comes into play, where you don't have to diet, you don't have to restrict, you don't have to limit yourself. You can truly enjoy fueling and feeding your body and have it all. So that 25-25 double 7 works out to be our 5 energy again. So this is about the changes, this portal that we're going to experience tomorrow with this new moon's energy is about the change that you're about to undergo for the next 12 months. Let's see what we need to see, hear, and feel. As many of you are looking excited about this Jupiter Cancer energy, as we all should be, this is also an energy where we're here to do the work. This is a spiritual evolution, a spiritual expansion that every one of us are about to undergo. So there's work to be done. This is not about a party. This is not about just sitting back and relaxing. There's work to be done. If you notice, every house that I spoke that Cancer can be in, it really is about the work that you're here to do. And I just shuffled the deck, and you're not going to believe the card that just popped in. It's so beautiful. If I bring it closer, you may lose it. 7-7, which is perfectly aligned to that 25-25 energy. This is about the spiritual career. Spiritual career just means that you're in alignment to the work that you came here to do. The turquoise is your throat chakra. This is the conversation that you're here to have with your physical body. Change is definitely going to happen. And if you do the work, it may not be so bumpy. So all that being said, if there's anything that I can support you on, help you with, and witness for you, I would love to have that connection with you. My email is scrolling across the bottom, healingwithin76@gmail.com. For those of you who are watching on YouTube and you wish to reach out to me, please email. Those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you wish to reach out to me, send me a message. Let's have a conversation. I am holding space. I have 3 spots available for any 3 women who are interested in going to a body and soul transformation. And what that includes is personal training, holistic personal training, Reiki talk therapy, and astrology insight. We work together for 12 months. And we'll work together with a prescription plan in regards to how many times a week we will see each other. So if this is you and you're ready to transform, you're really ready to use this Jupiter Cancer energy to go through your spiritual evolution, please reach out. Let me get you on my calendar and let's do this together for 12 months because you will definitely be a different version of yourself 12 months from now, and your body will undergo this massive transformation. And let's get you to be stronger, healthier, and building a brand new foundation physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and soulfully. Have yourself an amazing day. Until we meet again, bye bye for now.